My brother, Aaron, he really just spazzed out, and I just feel so bad because he's not mentally all there, and he's coping with the death of my father in such a hard way, and he has so many issues that he can't really process what's really going on around him. Like, my brother cannot process it, Joe. Like, my brother really has mental illness. Like, my brother really has mental illness. Like, my brother cannot process it. He is not processing anymore. My brother suffers from, he's bipolar, he's schizophrenia, he has PTSD, he has ADHD. Like, my little brother has been through a lot, and he really can't process it. And it's like, I'm the oldest of of the set of four that my daddy had. My daddy got a lot of kids, but I'm the oldest out of the set of four. And today was my daddy's memorial service, and my brother just didn't take it well. And it's like, he made it, it's like he spazzed out. My brother shared some things with my family. You know, we had the memorial service. My brother didn't go to that, just my brother Michael. And we went to my Aunt Rosa's house, and it was beautiful. And my sister, my nieces and nephews, and my great nieces and nephews was there, and it was beautiful. Man, after, I brought my grandma, my mama, and my brother Michael was there, and it's like we left, we did what we had to do, and we met back up with my family. And my oldest sister, she wanted to see my brother Aaron. She really wanted to see him. She missed him. She hadn't seen him in a while, and I picked him up. I left the kids with my mom at my house, and I picked him up. I told my brother Michael to come in my car with me, and it's like my brother, he he started sharing some like really intimate things, like what happened to him in prison. And it's like my brother just started talking and crying, and my little brother started sharing all these things that happened, and he just had a bad moment, and he got really ugly at my family's house, and we had to go, and I went back to my old apartment, the one that I'm currently moving out of, and it was like my little brother Aaron just spazzed up on my little brother Michael, my middle brother, and they hopped out the car and started fighting. All my neighbors come out, and it's like I already put in my 30-day notice, like I'm moving, but it's like it's just a messed up situation because my brother is mentally not there. He's not functioning. He's not okay. And my other brother, his emotions are running high because we just lost our daddy 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, to a pedestrian accident where two pedestrians ran my daddy over. Like they ran my daddy over and killed him. And it's like today we had to say goodbye without saying goodbye. And my brother Aaron, he couldn't go. Like he couldn't do it. Like he couldn't go to my dad's memorial service. Like it was too much for him. So everybody else went, and I went, and my brother Michael, and my mama, my grandma, my kids, like we went on his behalf. But it's like my brother's hurting in such a way that we could never understand. I never been to prison. I don't know what happened in prison. I don't know how he feels. I don't know the trauma that he faced in there. And so now he's back in the real world and he's trying to navigate it. He's trying to figure it all out. And he's so broken. He's so hurt. And he lost his dad. If you never lost a parent, it's hard to have empathy for the situation. And my brother he flipped, you know. And I had my neighbors was outside. He's screaming and yelling at my neighbors, and it's like I'm the older sister. I'm the oldest out of this set of my dad's kids. My dad got 20 something kids, and out of this set, I'm the oldest. And I'm trying to like be step on my brother, like get in the car, Aaron. You like my little brother hit my mama. Like my little brother really, he socked my mom in the face. Mental illness is real. Drug addiction is real. PTSD is real. Suffering from PTSD when you're locked up in a prison cell is real. Mental illness is real. My brother's never put his hands on me. I ain't never seen my brother put his hands on his big brother Michael, our middle brother. Really squared up with my brother like if he was a op. And I get it when you lose a parent, emotions are running high. And if you already suffer from mental illness and so many other things, and you lose a parent and you're in a manic episode, I get it. My brother can't process his emotions. He can't decipher from his emotions what's real and what's not. He just can't, especially when alcohol is involved. It's a really ugly situation. Thank you so much, Jasmine, to lose your father to a tragic pedestrian accident where two people ran your daddy over, like having his memorial service together today and seeing all my family, my aunties and my uncles and my nieces and my great nieces and nephews, like it was so triggering. It was so hard because it's like you got to say goodbye without saying goodbye. And I can process that. I can navigate that. I can decipher from my feelings. I know what's real, what's fake. I know absent from the body is present with the Lord. I believe in Jesus Christ. I know that my daddy is a spirit in heaven. I get it that we it all comes a time where we have to die. I understand that. I get the concept. My mind can decipher that. My mind can regulate that. My mind can navigate that, but it can't with my brother because he suffers from mental illness and drug addiction. And so I have utmost empathy for his feelings and his mental. But just because I do doesn't mean that the next person is. Just because I do doesn't mean my cousins are going to, because they don't have to function with somebody like that. I've had to deal with my brother like that my whole life. So I know how to handle him. I know the boundaries. I know where to go with him. I know. But seeing my brother hit my mom tonight, it just, I know my brother isn't okay. I know my brother isn't okay. And I also know that there's nothing that I could do in the world to make him okay. He's a grown man. I can't make him take his medicine. I can't make my brother. We don't talk about this though. In the black community, we don't have these tough conversations. We don't. We hush hush about it. We be quiet about it. We sweep it under the rug. And to see my brother go through what he did tonight. That's my baby brother. I was born and raised with him. I'm his big sister. Yeah, I don't know how bad that hurt. And I'm not on here for sympathy. I'm sharing my story because I know that I have 159,000 followers. I like to call them family members on TikTok. You don't know how many of those sisters, mamas, aunties, cousins, brothers have a family member that's suffering from mental illness in the same way that I am, that has somebody that's battling mental illness and drug addiction, and they're so far gone, they're so lost. And and I know these people, they've inboxed me, I've talked to them. And we don't talk about how hard that is to watch somebody you love with all of your heart be so lost, be so hurt, be so confused. And there's nothing I could do for my brother but love him and show up for him and support him because he is so lost. And there's things that he has experienced and saw and went through that I can't even imagine. Being in prison at the age that my brother was, I can't imagine what he's gone through. But nothing can prepare you for this moment. Nothing in the world can prepare you saying goodbye to your parent after a tragic accident. Like my father, he had to go in a way where he didn't see it coming and we couldn't say goodbye. I don't wish that on nobody. I really don't. And I got so much going on in my life right now. Just being a single mother alone and moving and filing for divorce from your spouse and putting your kids in a better situation. Like, I moved my kids out the ghetto, and there's nothing in the world that feels more better to say than I moved my kids into a safe, loving, comfortable environment where they have the top of the line education. They can feel safe in the community that they grow in. They can grow up in. And I got so much going on, but I still gotta. I'm not just a mom. I'm a sister. And if you have a little brother, a little sister, then you know it's so unconditional when it comes to them, especially when you come from the circumstances that I come from. When you were a foster child, when your parents were addicted to drugs and in the street life, and your grandma raised you, you have a different perspective and outlook on life. The trials and tribulations that you faced at a very young age are completely and utterly different. And so people would like to judge Peach McIntyre as she and her family go through this feud on the internet and as they expose all of their family drama. I will never judge Peach. I will never. We're Sometimes we go through so much trauma in our childhood and we pick partners that aren't good for us because we don't know no better. Because that's all that we ever seen was toxicity. All we ever seen was ugliness. But we don't want to talk about that as a black community. But because Peach has put it out there and she's shown us what it really looks like, so many people on social media like to sugarcoat it. So many people on social media like to only record the good part of their lives. But when somebody really comes on this internet and shows you, like, Peach McIntyre shows you that her life isn't peaches and cream, and I respect her. And I admire that about her because that is something that I inspire to do on my channel, is to show the authenticity. Uh, that guess what? Some families are broken. Some families are so messed up, and it's not our place to judge anybody, but to grow and learn from other people's situations and circumstances, but not to ever think that we are better or above anybody on this planet. Period. And the fact that she would allow us into that sacred place of her family of brokenness and trauma, I get it. And I'm not saying my situation or circumstances are even close to what her is, eh, but I understand the trauma. I understand the childhood trauma. I understand the narcissistic. I understand how we pick our spouses from what we are conditioned in growing up, like how we are conditioned to grow up, the parents that we have. I will never ever judge nobody's situation or circumstances because I'm humble enough and aware of myself and know that that could be me tomorrow. That's why I will never judge nobody. I never will. I have an opinion, but I'll never judge. I won't. And just like, thank you for the prayers. Thank you for being on my line. It's been one thing after another, and all I know is like I have to lean on God and not lean on my own understanding. And I'm not here to get a pity party. I'm not here to, oh, woe is me. I'm sharing my journey and my story, the raw and uncut of it all. I love you guys. Thank you for following. Thank you for being a part of the Key Gang. Thank you for supporting me. But this is my real life and my real emotions and my real feelings right now. And I just felt like sharing it with you. You might not agree with it. You might feel like, oh, that's stupid. You shouldn't be on the internet with it. But it's how I feel. And I know that my testimony is not just for me. I know that the things that I've overcame, that I've conquered in this lifetime, is not just for me. I know I need to share it so that other women, other daughters, other sisters, other aunties can know that they're not alone and nobody's life is perfect. We're just doing the best that we can and we're trying to figure it out. We're trying to heal. We're trying to take a radical accountability for our children. We're trying to grow. And tonight was such a moment in time where it hurt so bad because I seen the pain of my brothers. And I don't know what it feels like to be a black man on this earth. I don't. I only know what it feels like to be a biracial woman. And I seen that pain in my little brother's eyes. Mental illness is real. And in the black community, we like to dumb it down. We like to act like it's not something of significance when our families and our family members and our friends are suffering in silence with bipolarness and schizophrenic, with postpartum depression, with anxiety, with social anxiety. They suffer in silence because we like to sweep it under the rug and we don't want to take accountability that a lot of people's anxiety and mental illness stems from their childhood. It stems from the trauma that they had to face and navigate as a child. And so now that they're adults, they're just so broken. But I choose to heal and grow and get help because I know that my upbringing was very hard. I know being a foster child was very hard. But not everybody has a mentality like me. My brothers are not built the way that I am. They're just not. So this is just me sharing and letting you guys in on my real life. not something that I staged and made pretty. Like, look, my dad's memorial service, which I will post that, but this is the real raw and uncut of it all. This is what it really looks like, and it doesn't always look like peaches and cream. I love you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being my ear and allowing me to share my journey with you guys. I always aim to be super authentic with you guys.